So one of the big changes I'm making, one of the many big changes I'm making, is I'm going to CO2 boost control. I have a Tile Sport V60D gate on here, and I got a CO2 kit from Forced Induction Pros. Thanks to Sam on that. And I got some solenoids that I need to hook up. I've run some wire for them. I have a dome pressure sensor now that I've run some wire for. But all that stuff needs to be assembled into sort of a unit and installed on the car in a good location. So I'm going to get started on that. Right here, I have this bracket I picked up to mount dual solenoids on. I got some hardware to mount it with. I got to drill a hole. I also have the hardware to mount the solenoids to this bracket. I got some fittings that will be going in between and such. Give me a dome pressure sensor there, and then some AN fittings to get from the CO2 bottle to the solenoid on the inlet side, and also to go from the outlet side of the solenoid, which is going to be down here-ish, and to the wastegate, to the top port on the wastegate. So let's just start working on that. My single traditional style boost control solenoid was mounted right here behind the headlight. I'm actually going to keep it in a similar location. I'm just going to put it on the back side of the headlight bucket there. And I'm essentially going to mount this bracket like right here. So the solenoids will stick up from there on the back side of the headlight. I got some marks on here, so I can drill from this side. It'll be easier. Holes drilled. And now I have to get these solenoids mounted to this bracket with this T in between. And it's a little tricky because you have to screw the solenoids onto the T, or the T into the solenoids, and you got to end up with it in the correct orientation, which is actually like this. And then you got to be able to screw this other one on with this attached to it. So it gets a little tricky, but I'm going to see what I can do. Yeah, that's working. Next, I need to install this fitting into that fitting so I can tee off my dome pressure here before this short run to the wastegate. A lot of people put the dome pressure sensor directly in the wastegate. There's a provision for it on the wastegate, but I'm not comfortable with it being there for vibration reasons and also heat. It's right under the exhaust manifold. So after consulting a couple of people, we've decided it's going to be okay here. It's about a foot from the wastegate when it's all installed. So let's get this all put together, and then I can mount all that on this bracket with this hardware. Thought I was running into the issue where I couldn't clock this where I needed it, but I just needed to put an adjustable wrench on it. It turned fairly easy to hear, but tight enough where it feels good. All right, those parts are all together. Somehow not exactly straight. Something must be off in the manufacturing of this piece, maybe. Maybe it's this is actually at kind of an angle, but it'll be fine. If anybody watching that knows me knows I'm a stickler for weird stuff like that. That doesn't matter. So anyway, I'm going to put this stuff on this bracket now and get it mounted on the car. Oh no, I'm not. I'm going to put this stuff on this bracket, but then I'm going to put a connector on these before I mount it on the car. There's that. Got a connector on there. I actually put the wrong connector. This is the socket end. I should have put the pin end on here. Like you can see, the sensor is the pin end. You'd rather have the socket end on the harness, so when it's unplugged, if it's live, it can't short out on anything, you know. I just messed it up, but it's going to stay like that. I'll put the other connector on the harness end and not short it out on anything. So anyway, I'm going to mount this on the car. All right, that thing's bolted in. If we sneak around this way, you can see it sneaks right back in there behind that hose and ready to be plumbed for CO2. Got a whole bunch of Dash 4 Vibrant Flex hose here. This is the line for my CO2 feed from the bottle to the solenoids that are mounted up behind the headlights. I got this CO2 kit from Forced Induction Pros, and I got the bracket and bottle mounted in here with the regulator on it. Sam there gave me that nice billet bracket with this setup. That's cool. So that worked out great, and I can reach this valve on and off from the driver's seat if I need to. That CO2 line is going to pass over the transmission right next to the EMAP line. It's going to sneak under there in front of the motor mount way down there. And then it comes back up on the other side and comes into the side of the solenoids on the feed side right there. Let's see, in case I'm not being clear. It's this line right here. It goes down there under that motor mount. And now I've made the line that goes from the outlet here, passes past the dome pressure sensor, and right down there, a line that goes to the wastegate. And that's this line right here. I'm going to go ahead and install that. There's the solenoids, and the line comes out the bottom and goes to the top of the wastegate right in there. I just need to get this bottle filled, and then I can test the system for leaks. But I think overall, we're pretty set. And that's going to end this video. So thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. You don't want to miss any Joe Wrench's videos, right? Yeah, and I don't know, make a sandwich and
put cheese on it.